Welcome to the first chapter of my audiobook, 50 Shades of Beige, Life After IT. Executive Summary. I thought I'd start this book with a wanky heading, and one that is frequently used in our circles, but it's also a term that I despise. The executive summary is designed for corporate C-level fat cats. You know the type. The type that have obtained their position not through skill, but through narcissistic tendencies. You know the narcissistic tendencies that I'm talking about. Undermining other colleagues to get that promotion, befriending and spending time with those that can get them up the ladder in the organisation, as opposed to spending time with family. You know, the important time spent with family that involves the formative years with your children to ensure they don't grow up with narcissistic tendencies, and time spent with your partner to support them and receive the support needed to be able to function in a complicated world, but instead spending time after hours with people whose priorities are less wholesome. Don't get me wrong, not all C-level executives are like this, just the ones I've worked with. They also don't have the necessary technical skills to make an informed decision for a proposal. Some may say that's because their focus is much greater or at a higher level than that of some scumbag IT person, but I think it stems from the method in which one has achieved their position in an organisation. Those that have achieved their rank by coming up through the ranks have a better idea about how things work than those that have risen to greatness by who they know or by the silver spoon that they ate from as a baby. They tend not to understand. Even though this lack of technical understanding doesn't stop them from making executive decisions without delving into the technical requirements that are required to make an informed decision. Any form of engineering should have a design, based on the goal that is trying to be achieved. The fat cats, however, prefer to have it all in a nutshell that is the executive summary. A nutshell that the entire project's budget, timeframe, and expectations are based on. There's only so much you can fit in a summary, and it's difficult to know what to put in and what to leave out. Sort of like when Neil from The Young Ones was testing Rick on crop rotation in the 14th century.
Test me on the stuff, will you? There.
All right. Don't get uncool and heavy. Crop rotation in the 14th century.
Right. Crop rotation in the 14th century was much more widespread.
Considerably more. What? It's considerably more widespread, not much more.
Well?
Well, you said do it properly.
Well, not that much, you stupid bloody hippie.
You said do it properly and don't skip bits. How was I to know that wasn't important?
Well, it wasn't important. All right. Now, shall we just get on and stop wasting time like this? Right. Crop rotation in the 14th century was considerably more widespread after... God, I know this. Don't tell me. After 1172. Well, was I right?
No, but I didn't think it was important.
Well, what was it then?
You just said not to tell you.
I did not! I bloody well did not!
You did. You said don't tell me just before you said 1172.
Yes, but I only meant for a minute.
What, a minute from now or a minute from then?
Look, just shut up and tell me the answer.
Shut up and tell you the answer.
Just tell me the answer!
John.
Thank you.
John? Yeah, John is the answer.
Crop rotation in the 14th century was considerably more widespread after John.
Lloyd invented the patent crop rotator.
Yes! I knew it! I bloody knew it!
You didn't. You said 1172. That's not a bit like John.
You spiteful little bastard, Neil! Just because you've done loads and loads of work for this, just because you're a creepy little swat, you've done about 50 million tons worth of work, just like a girl, and just because I'm so hard and straight and cool that I've done absolutely bugger all, and you've done loads, look at it! Loads and loads! Loads and loads and loads! And loads and loads and loads! Loads and loads! Loads and loads!
It's only University Challenge, Rick. It's only University Challenge!
But I digress. If the project goes over time or over budget, then the blame is placed squarely on the technician's shoulders for not including it in the executive summary, when in actual fact the detail was there all along in the detailed design that was brought to every meeting, attached to every approved change request, and delivered to the inbox of every project manager and C-level executive. As you may have already established, this book is designed for individuals that have worked in IT for some time, are good at their job, but also completely sick of IT. They don't know a way out. After many years of sitting statically staring at a screen, you start to believe you're not capable of anything else, and you're not sure what else is out there. Don't get me wrong, I'm happy to have a job and an income to support my family. But whenever people say they love their job, I always assume they are lying. When I hate my job so much, how could someone love their job? Is it possible? Or are people saying it just in case it gets back to their employer? If you're really old and have been doing IT for a long time, you may even remember the bastard operator from hell, or BOFH. He would take his anger out on users and subvertly make their day worse. I've never really done that, and I've always prided myself on providing high levels of customer service. You know, if a job's worth doing and all of that. Instead, I just internalised my frustrations and the misery of being handcuffed to a monitor day after day, and I pushed these feelings deep down where they only cause lower back pain, but still presents oneself with a happy demeanour. So, if you still have a passion for technology, fluorescent lighting, heavy use carpet, freezing cold offices because the air conditioning is always turned up too high, and you want to learn more and more about computers, then unsubscribe now, close YouTube, and go and read PowerShell for Dummies. There is nothing for you here.